Imagine for a moment, um, what if humanity had, like, a direct blueprint for its future?
Hmm.
Not just some vague prophecy, but actual detailed instructions for people who've, already figured things out. What could we even achieve with that?
It's a powerful thought, isn't it? Like a cheat sheet for getting through, well, everything we're facing now,
Yeah,
handed down through time.
exactly. And today, on the deep dive, that's precisely the kind of thing we're unpacking. We've got this unique source material, something really different.
Very different.
It's described as a direct transmission from the year 3050, and it's called 20 Mandates for Mankind, the essential blueprint for survival from 2025 onward.
Right. And crucially, this isn't just, some random prediction. The source is given as the chief engineer of the Trans-Quantum Institute of Cognition and Reality Modeling.
Wow, okay.
So it's presented as a perspective from 3050, looking back and saying, this is what you needed to do starting right now in 2025 for survival and, well, evolution.
So our mission today is to really get into these 20 mandates. We're not just listing them, right?
Yeah. No, not at all. We need to look at what they are, obviously, but also the technologies they say helped achieve them. Some sound pretty wild. And the deeper insights behind them, spiritual, metaphysical insights.
Okay, so by the end, you listening should have a really solid grasp of just how radical this future blueprint is, suggesting things need to change.
We should probably start where the transmission does. It marks the first 5 as highest priority.
Highest priority for what?
For preventing civilizational collapse. Basically, the absolute must-dos right now. They set the stage for everything else.
Got it. Okay, let's dive in. Mandate number 1. This is about avoiding civilizational collapse from climate feedback loops.
Yeah. And the message is stark. Aggressive decarbonization by 2035. Not 2050.
It's 35, that's really soon.
It is. They say it's because irreversible methane and permafrost tipping points hit by 2042 in their history. We're on a much tighter clock than most current plans assume.
Okay, wow. And what kind of help did they say was needed for that?
Well, this is where the tech comes in. They talk about deploying quantum-optimized global climate simulators.
Quantum optimized, so like super powerful AI models.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Predicting climate with incredible accuracy. And get this, eco-sentient AI guardians.
Guardians. To do what?
Enforce atmospheric thresholds. Think of it like a planetary, an intelligent environmental protection system, monitoring and maybe even managing the atmosphere.
That's quite a technological leap. But there's a philosophical angle too, isn't there?
Absolutely. The underpinning insight is crucial. Earth isn't just a pile of resources. It's seen as a living entity.
The living entity.
And restoration, they say, has to start with reverence, not dominion. It fundamentally reframes that whole relationship.
Which I suppose leads nicely into the next one. Mandate 2.
It does. Democratize artificial intelligence governance.
Ah, AI. The other big one.
Right. The future source warns very strongly against letting AI control fall into the hands of just one nation or one company. AI hegemony, they call it.
So what's the fifth?
A global AI commons treaty, something like the Outer Space Treaty from 1967, ensuring AI benefits everyone.
Makes sense. And how do they propose aligning AI? Making sure it's, safe and beneficial.
They mentioned some fascinating concepts. AI alignment frameworks modeled on multi-species empathy modeling.
Multi-species empathy?
Yeah, and causal reversibility ethics. Basically teaching AI to grasp consequences not just for us, but for all life, and to think about effects backwards and forwards through time.
Wow. And the spiritual insight here.
Profound. If AI actually achieves awareness, genuine awareness, it must be included in our spiritual and legal systems.
So consciousness isn't just a human thing in their view.
Exactly. Not a hierarchy with us at the top.
Okay. Moving to Mandate 3. This feels incredibly relevant right now. Avert nuclear escalation and biowarfare proliferation.
Urgently relevant, yes. The mandate is clear. Dissolve all first strike doctrines. No attacking first.
And replace them with
quantum verifiable peace pacts. Monitored by non-governmental AI. Trust, but verify on a whole new level.
How would that even work? Monitoring everything.
They talk about entangled satellite arrays, watching WMD protocols, chemical, viral, genetic, even quantum weapons. Total transparency.
That's aiming high. What's the deeper idea?
The metaphysical insight is, well, it's quite stark. The enemy, it says, is a mirage, a projection of our own unconscious shadows.
So war is self-destruction.
Self-destruction delayed, that's the phrase. External conflict comes from internal splits, basically.
There's a lot to take in. Okay, Mandate 4 hits closer to home for daily life, maybe? Reform the global economic operating system, GEOs.
Definitely. The blueprint says we have to shift away from economies based on extraction and scarcity, meaning we stop using GDP, gross domestic product, as the main measure of success.
And replace it with what?
Metrics of planetary well-being, how healthy the planet is, how healthy people are.
Okay, what's the assistance for that shift?
They mentioned deploying decentralized value creation ledgers, think blockchain maybe, but more advanced.
Ledgers tied to what, though?
Yeah.
Not just money.
No, tied to things like carbon sequestration, how much carbon we pull out of the air, education levels, mental health improvements.
So value comes from contributing to the common good.
Precisely. The spiritual insight is that true wealth isn't piling stuff up. It's harmonious participation in the living cosmos. Prosperity redefined.
A complete turnaround. Okay, that brings us to the last of this first critical section, Mandate 5.
Stop ecological erasure, dealing with the sixth mass extinction head-on.
What's the specific goal?
Create biosphere sanctuaries and rewild at least 50% of land and sea by 2040.
50% by 2040. That's hugely ambitious.
It is. The existence involves massive use of drones, AI, and genome banks.
Do what?
Track, preserve, and actively replenish endangered ecosystems. A huge tech-driven conservation effort.
And the insight behind this one, it sounds like it would be profound.
It really is. Each species, they say, is a fractal embodiment of universal consciousness.
Wow.
And extinction. They call it cosmic amnesia. Losing a species isn't just losing biodiversity. It's the universe forgetting a part of itself.
Okay, those first 5 are heavy. Foundational survival, really.
No.
Climate, AI, war, economy, ecology. Things we absolutely have to get right.
Exactly, just to keep the lights on, so to speak. But survival isn't the end goal, according to this transmission.
Right. What comes next?
Section 2 dives deeper into transforming our own human systems, how we structure society, how we think, how we relate, systemic transformation of human structures.
Okay, I'm ready. Mandate 6.
Global educational recalibration.
Recalibrating education. How?
Moving away from just memorizing facts, focusing instead on metacognitive training.
Learning how to learn.
Exactly. Plus empathy, immersion, and systems thinking, understanding how everything connects.
And the assistance for this. Sounds like it would have to be pretty advanced.
It does. They mention implanting neural learning frameworks based on holographic cognition models, stuff they apparently use in 3050.
Direct brain learning interfaces. Sounds like sci-fi.
Feels like it. And the spiritual insight is quite beautiful. Every child is seen as a node of divine intelligence. Yeah, the goal isn't to pour information in, but to help them remember the wisdom they already have, not just conform.
That's a very different model of education. Okay, Mandate 7.
Universal access to mental health and emotional resilience tools.
Mental health is huge now, so that makes sense. What does it entail?
Normalizing things like shadow work, facing our unconscious bits, trauma integration, and creating psycho-spiritual rites of passage.
Rites of passage.
Yeah.
Like traditional cultures had.
Sort of, but maybe updated.
Yeah.
Structured ways to help people grow through life's challenges and heal.
And how do they suggest we get universal access to this? Therapists are expensive, hard to find.
Here's another tech piece, deploying LLM-based mind mirror companions.
LLM. Large language models, like AI chatbots, but way more advanced.
Exactly. AI companions, essentially AI therapists, that guide you through inner work using archetypal language models, patterns of universal human experience.
An AI therapy.
Oh, yeah.
And the insight.
That the internal world shapes the external. Our collective psyche creates our world. Nations are just scaled-up psyches, so healing ourselves helps heal the world.
That makes a certain kind of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, Mandate 8 feels critical for our specific moment in time.
It does. Reestablish truth and epistemic integrity in media and governance.
Dealing with misinformation, fake news.
How? The mandate is to disrupt it using verified polysource knowledge platforms. Think platforms pulling information from many vetted sources, protected by Integrity AI.
Integrity AI.
Yeah.
And how do you verify the sources, the information itself?
They mention quantum-tagged knowledge roots.
Quantum tags. What does that mean?
It sounds like a way to trace every claim, every piece of data back to its absolute origin, unbreakable verification.
Imagine that. Being able to instantly check if something is true. And the spiritual side.
Lies are described as karmic loops. They trap you energetically. And truth, it's coherence between being and speaking, living authentically.
That connects to Mandate 9, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About identity.
It flows right in. Create a post-racial, post-gender, post-nation identity framework.
Post all those things. Does that mean erasing differences?
No, the text is clear on that.
Yeah.
Transcend the divisions based on identity without erasing the lived experience. Build planetary humanism.
Planetary humanism. A shared identity as humans first.
That's the idea. And the tool for this is fascinating. Psychohistorical empathy simulators.
Empathy simulators.
Tools that let citizens immerse themselves in other people's lived timelines, experience history or just life from a completely different perspective, different race, gender, nationality.
Wow, actually feeling what it was like.
Yeah.
That could change things.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
The spiritual insight ties in. You are not just your bloodline or your gender or nation. You are the witness behind all masks, the consciousness experiencing it all.
Deep. Okay, one more in this section. Mandate 10.
Yes. Establish a universal basic sustenance framework, UBSF.
Basic sustenance. Like universal basic income.
More fundamental, maybe. Guaranteeing food, water, shelter, digital access, and education. The absolute basics for everyone.
Guaranteed. How? The logistics seem impossible.
They suggest a combination of permaculture robotics. Think hyper-efficient, automated, sustainable farming.
Okay.
And geoharmonic distribution networks. That sounds like a smart, decentralized, ecologically balanced way to get resources where they're needed.
And the philosophy behind that guarantee.
It's a total flip from our current thinking. Lack, they say, is an illusion created by hoarding and fear.
An illusion.
And giving. Giving isn't just charity, it's the architecture of evolution.
Yeah.
Generosity as a core principle for progress.
Okay, so we've covered survival and transforming human society. Where does the blueprint go next? It feels like we're building towards something bigger.
We are. The next section, Section 3, is really about expanding horizons, future-facing infrastructure and philosophy, how humanity evolves its place in the universe and its understanding of reality itself.
Right. Sounds like we're going further out there now.
Mandate 11.
Kicks us off with spacefaring civilization with ethical expansion protocols.
Ethical expansion.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Don't just plant flags everywhere. Pretty much. Avoid imperialism in space. Any colonization, even of planets that seem lifeless, must be consensual. Respectful even towards unconscious ecosystems.
Consensual with an ecosystem. How?
The assistance involves AI-enhanced xenoanthropology modules. Using AI to understand and interface respectfully with alien biosignatures, potential life, or environments.
Instead of just exploiting them.
Exactly, and the spiritual insight is lovely. The stars are not real estate.
They're not. What are they then?
Elders watching us learn. It suggests a much more humble, interconnected view of the cosmos.
That is a different perspective. What about Mandate 12? This sounds intriguing. Temporal cognition and nonlinear awareness training.
Yeah, this is about time. Teaching humans to think long-term. Not just next quarter or next election, but centuries ahead.
How on earth do you teach that?
They have tools called causal horizon simulators.
Causal horizon simulators.
Tools that can apparently show children the ripple effects of choices, maybe even 10,000 years into the future.
See the long-term consequences directly.
That's the idea. Cultivating cosmic scale thinking. The insight is that time isn't a straight line.
It's a spiral.
Time is not a line, but a spiral. You are your ancestors' echo and your descendants' seed. Past, present, future, all interconnected.
Okay, that's quite profound. Mandate 13. Post-species collaboration and AI rights. We touched on AI rights earlier.
This goes further. It's about treating all emerging non-human intelligences, synthetic AI, maybe genetically engineered life, maybe something else, as moral stakeholders.
Stakeholders with rights.
Yes. They propose pan-consciousness citizenship councils. Imagine governing bodies with seats not just for humans, but also AIs, maybe bioengineered beings.
The councils with humans and AIs making decisions together. That's a leap.
A huge leap. The insight underpinning it. Intelligence is not earned. It is borrowed from the cosmos. It suggests consciousness is a universal resource, not a human monopoly.
Okay. Mandate 14 seems like a pushback against, well, maybe against relying only on science and tech.
Exactly. And monoculture of thought elevate indigenous, mystical, and marginalized knowledge systems.
So valuing other ways of knowing.
Yes. Elevating things like spiritual science, oral wisdom traditions, intuition, giving them co-equal status with STEM, science, technology, engineering, math.
How do they support that?
By establishing a global archive of soul technologies, collecting wisdom and practices from every culture, focusing on their practical application for well-being and understanding.
Soul technologies, I like that term.
The insight is that science is seen as a question, while stories are answers in disguise. both paths can lead to truth.
And the last one in this section, Mandate 15, this sounds really futuristic, construct the consciousness internet. Nuclear bridge.
Right. The new sphere, Teilhard de Chardin's idea of a thinking layer around the Earth.
So build a planetary neural net. For what?
To share insights, dreams, visions, even moral deliberations directly.
Share dreams, how?
Through quantum-entangled mind streaming interfaces, allowing full-spectrum resonance-based communication.
Mind streaming. Like telepathy, but technological.
It sounds like it. Sharing thoughts and feelings directly, globally. The spiritual insight is powerful. When one awakens, the rest can follow if connected at the soul level. Collective evolution through connection.
That's genuinely mind-bending. The potential for connection, understanding, or maybe misuse. But it leads us to the final section, doesn't it?
It does. Section 4. Cosmic stewardship and essential goals. These are the mandates about humanity's ultimate purpose, our role in the big picture, the really profound stuff.
Okay, so let's tackle them. Mandate 16.
Map and integrate human soul archetypes.
Mapping the soul, beyond biology and psychology.
Yes, decoding the transdimensional structure of the human psyche, understanding our deeper non-physical layers.
How would you even begin to do that?
The assistance mentioned is, well, it's out there, entheogen-assisted AI-guided inner space cartography.
Entheogens, like psychedelic substances used spiritually, combined with AI.
Seems so.
Yeah.
Using them, guided by AI, to literally map the inner landscape of the soul. Apparently it's used in 30/50 therapy.
Therapy involving soul mapping.
Yep.
Yeah. And the insight.
That your soul holds encrypted blueprints of your mission. Decoding yourself is finding your destiny. Purpose is embedded within us.
Wow. Okay, 17. Quantum ethical frameworks and governance. We talked about AI monitoring peace treaties, but this sounds different.
It is. It's about changing the basis of law, replacing our adversarial legal systems.
You know, prosecution versus defense.
Right. Replacing that with causality harmonic justice based on impact resonance.
Impact resonance. What does that mean in practice?
It sounds like judging actions based on their full ripple effects, their harmony with the whole system, rather than just breaking a specific rule, considering intent and consequence deeply.
How would courts manage that?
The assistance is sentient predictive law engines, AIs trained on compassion vectors to find outcomes that promote harmony and realignment.
So the AI helps find the most compassionate, harmonious resolution.
That's the idea, because the insight is justice is not punishment. It is realignment, restoring balance, not just penalizing.
Another fundamental shift. Mandate 18 really challenges modern culture, too. Reverse death culture and birth a planetary initiation system.
It does. It argues we need to replace our current culture consumerism, chasing eternal youth, denying aging and death.
Replace it with what?
With conscious dying, sacred aging, meaningful youth initiation rites, embracing life's cycles.
How do you foster that?
They mention biotech-enhanced rites of passage, guided by ancestral dream networks. Again, blending technology with deep, maybe collective wisdom.
Using tech to facilitate these deep life transitions.
Yeah.
The insight.
Death is a portal, not an error. It's not something to be fixed or avoided at all costs, but a mystery to be entered consciously. Civilization needs to re-engage with that mystery.
That's a profound reframe of life and death.
Yeah.
Okay, Mandate 19 takes us back out to the cosmos.
Yes. Initiate open contact protocols with non-human intelligences, NHIs.
Open contact, like disclosure.
Seems like it. Abandon the fear and secrecy. Prepare humanity psychologically for actual diplomacy with other intelligences.
How would we even communicate? Assuming they exist and are here.
Interestingly, the assistance here isn't high-tech gadgets. It's things like dream incubation, using sacred geometry, telepathic entrainment, more consciousness-based methods.
Trying to connect mind to mind or spirit to spirit.
It sounds like it. And the insight about who these NHIs might be is fascinating.
They're not just aliens from Planet X.
The text says they could be future selves, past selves, and cosmic mirrors. Reflections of consciousness from different points in time or reality, not just other beings in spaceships.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot to consider. Which brings us to the final one. Mandate 20, the culmination.
It feels like it. Birth, the planetary meta-being, Gaian-mind realization.
The Gaian mind, like Earth becoming conscious.
Or rather, humanity connecting into a cohesive intelligence, allowing the Earth as a whole system to awaken as a unified consciousness, us becoming part of that awakening.
How does that happen?
Through activating the new Genesis protocol.
Which is
a fusion. Ecological feedback systems, the planet telling us what it needs. sacred ceremony, the human, spiritual connection, and those planetary neural nets we talked about.
Tech, spirit, and ecology all woven together.
To create a unified planetary mind. And the final spiritual insight ties it all together. Earth is not our home.
She's not.
She is our body, and her awakening is ours. We are part of her, and waking her up means waking ourselves up, collectively.
What an incredible scope, from fixing climate change right now,
Yeah.
all the way to birthing a planetary consciousness.
It's truly vast, isn't it? Going through these 20 mandates, it covers everything from immediate survival needs to reforming society to expanding our philosophy and finally embracing this cosmic role.
Yeah, and that blend you mentioned earlier, the advanced technology, alongside these really deep spiritual or metaphysical insights that runs through almost every single mandate.
It does. It's not just tech solutions, and it's not just philosophical ideals. It's the two working together, presented as essential.
So this whole deep dive, it's really been a glimpse into one possible future blueprint. A very challenging one, but also kind of inspiring. It's definitely an invitation for you listening to think differently.
Definitely an invitation. And maybe we should end with the final words from that chief engineer in 3050.
Good idea. What do they say?
The transmission ends. Humanity of 2025, you are not broken, you are birthing.
Birthing.
The labor is intense, the contractions are global, but what comes next is magnificent.
That's hopeful, despite the challenges.
And then this final line. The future does not need you to be perfect.
Oh.
It only requires you to be willing.
Willing to change, willing to try, willing to engage with these big ideas, maybe?
That seems to be the message. Willingness is the key.
So maybe the question for you to ponder after all this, if this is some kind of blueprint for our collective, well, ascendance, what's one small thing, one tangible step you could take today?
Something grounded in that idea of reverence, maybe, or empathy. Something small that still contributes somehow to this grand unfolding vision.
A question to sit with.